only have one person there, so there's nothing to change. Then we have allocate subjects. So in allocate subjects here, we have to come to the teaching here. The same thing that happens here, but we are loading it from here. So if I've selected primary one and I'm allocating to this person here, I'll come and click on this plus button here. The classes will load. I can select any of these classes for the teacher to teach. So if I select multiple, for example, they'll keep telling us we've added, subject added, and if it exists, tell you subject ready, exist. When we filter again, notice now the subjects have actually increased. Then we have admission, which is almost previously where we're looking at. So something I wanted to look at is when you're looking at the terminal results. So we shall select the class, for example, that, and we see the subjects the class is actually doing, and then they also load here. And the most important thing is you shall have some class details, the class code, the capacity, the block where the class is located, the level, the language they used to teach, the abbreviation for that class. So when we are adding results, so assuming, because I'm logging as that means when a class teacher or when a teacher logs in, will be able to see the classes he is allocated to. If it's allocated, for example, for primary 1 and primary 2, then you will not see top class. And then within primary 1, which subjects is this person allocated to? When he selects the class, the subjects will show here. Then he selects the subject, and then he wants to add results for which term. So let's say term 1. So when he selects term 1, the details will actually load here. You see you have term 1, and here is dealing with the beginning of term. So when he loads here, it's going to have all the students. So you notice that we only have 161 the other side, but here for this class we have 160, and their results. So you'll have a summary here of the students, about their performance and everything. So you notice that we have 76 female and 83 male. We have 4 students with results, which are these ones here, and then we have 156 without results. We have 1D1, which is this one, and then we have 0, we have C3, which is 1, C4, C5, and then C6. And that's why you're able to see C6, C4, C3. Those are the results there. Then we have mid-term. You also have that kind of interface. So by default, these 4 students, because they already added, already done a beginning of term, we assume they are ready for mid-term. So give them or allocate them 0 mark, so that if they have not done the exams, we shall show a 0 for them that they didn't do. So as long as the student has reported and did mid-term, then they'll be able to see the mid-term examinations. If they don't do the examinations, then we shall see the end of term. So you see the same layout. You see the no statistics here. Then we have end of term as well, and the same happens as we're looking at mid and beginning of term, also having this kind of an analysis. So you see end of term, this one has 65.7, and that is the C4, 72.0, that is the C3, and so on. And here you can see the performance C4 and the C3 as appears here. Then over to call student analysis, also load for that very specific class and that specific term and that specific year. You can choose between years. So if I select 2024, you notice have the students. If I select 2025, we also have those very students. So if you want to add, for example, we are doing a student analysis of their strength at school, their weaknesses at school, and what may exist in the community that may improve their performance, and what exists in the community that may affect their performance. So I'll click here, and then I click here, it's going to load some details. For example, I have academic performance, talent and abilities. These are under strength of a student, a teacher will be able to select from. There are very many. So for example, the learning style, we can look at the details. We are saying this very student that we've just selected here, which is Abdul Karim Edi, learns best in certain ways, such as seeing, hearing, doing things physically. When you come to physical traits here, you're saying Abdul Karim has strong qualities like determination, teamwork, and good communication. Support system. Edi has a good support system at home and access to the helpful resources. Motivation. Edi is highly motivated and works hard to reach the academic goals. Collaboration. Edi works well in groups and enjoys team activities. Critical thinking, and many others. So the same applies when it comes to academic challenges. For example, Edi may find certain subjects or topics more challenging. These are weaknesses. Learning gaps. Edi might have gaps in their basic knowledge in some areas. Behavioral issues. Edi sometimes struggles with staying focused or managing time well. Emotional barriers, and so on. So all these will be actually describing. So a teacher will be just selecting any of them. He clicks on any of them, will add to the student analysis. And then from there, when we come to printing reports, we shall be able to have these classes. So I have these classes, and you see we're going to have the analysis for this and all those kind of details which I haven't actually worked on. When we come to finance, so we shall find this nice dashboard giving you the invoices for the year 2025 and the payments or collections for the year 2025. And we'll have here some kind of a simple analysis. So going forward, I want to look at fees payments. So here someone will be adding the student ID and then find out the information about this. If the student ID exists, then if the student has no image, we shall give him this barcode, which they can always use to scan and maybe do anything. I don't know if they wish to use the application, mobile application, to send messages. Then the student profile, the date of birth, gender, and everything. Then you look at the invoices. So you notice that they only have an invoice of 350 and they haven't made any payment. And this was on respect functional fees. So if you want to print this, we just select print here, and then we shall print an invoice. The reason why I had first save is to ensure that we don't make any mistakes. So notice we have this demo nursery and primary school with the details, PO Box 889 and all that, and the names of the student. There they are, the class, the term, the number, and then the details of the invoice as well, and then I have some description about the ledger and who has actually printed this ledger. So let's assume maybe you want to invoice this person further. You click on invoice here and select the class is in primary 1, term 1, 2025, for example. Then we select the ledger, we select the type. Now we are invoicing for tuition. We are invoicing you maybe 750,000. So there we go. So when I say invoice, you're going to save this invoice, and there you see you have an invoice that has actually loaded, and you notice now his balance is 1.1 million and he hasn't paid anything as of now. So you see the progress is at 0. When he makes a payment, for example, term 1, primary 1, 2025, the ledger maybe is paying through cash, maybe has paid 500, add the payment, and there we go. You see we're now paid 500 and have a balance of 600. And then we try to load again, Now you notice we have a 45.5% progress with our payment. So you see he has paid 500 and he has a balance of 600. If you want to update any of this, for example, want to update this pay, you click on this, you come to actions, you say update. So we shall be able to update these details, the amount, the account, the student ID. So some of them are default, don't change. So if we say no, this was for example 400, save. So you're saying there was an error. Let's try again and see. Okay, I'll find out that, I will figure it out. So you see, we have adjusted this, but I haven't received that notification, which I'll actually find out. So basically for now, that's all I wish to share with you. And you can have your insights in this. Thank you for now.